everybody, so today I am going to be doing a sketchbook tour for you guys. This is a Strathmore visual journal in smooth Bristol. It is one of the best multimedia books that I have found. It works great with Copics, it works fantastic with watercolour, ink, gouache. I'm sure whatever you tried in here will probably work. It handles water quite well. So I usually cover my sketchbooks with stickers. I don't know who the artist is for these cat stickers here, but I will link the artist for these three down below. This is actually my own Espeon sticker. You can find it in my Etsy store. It will be linked down below as always. So I started this sketchbook in March and I finished in August, so it took me roughly about 5 months to finish. So this illustration actually has a story behind it. I was driving with my partner and I was trying to create up just a really silly idea for a children's book, and so I thought about a giant butt in the sky that could produce clouds, and that's how clouds would be made. And I also illustrated the fact that it is bigger than a house, just to show you how truly big this butt is. I think that it was so weird, but I feel like we need to be really creative at times, and sometimes trying so hard to think outside the box is actually really good for us. So here we have a Gita who I drew for Crystal Anomaly over on Instagram. I think her name has changed, but I will link her current name. So I drew Kiki and Jenny Pizza from Steven Universe. Here I drew Stevonnie and also Connie from the show. Here I have some doodles from Steven Universe. These are done with fine liner, ballpoint pen and highlighters. I find doing things like this often help when I'm a bit burnt out but I still want to create something. I actually really love this. The way I did Rose, it's just simple and cute. So here we have Ursula Decay. She is an artist on, I think she has YouTube, she has Instagram, she has Tumblr. She is an inspiration to me. She is so talented. She does digital art and she is also a woman of colour. Farrah from Overwatch. So here's a little doodle of Steven. When I use Copic markers, they will bleed through on the other side, and so I will sometimes do highlighter doodles on the other side so that I don't ruin the paper by forcing more ink into it, but highlighters also do a pretty good job of blocking out the colour as well. Here we have a very bad doodle of Zendaya and I have some Pearl drawings. So here again we have Naomi Frank. She is the illustrator and comic book artist of Misfit City, Bitch Planet and Gravel 2 Tempo. She is a woman of colour and a personal inspiration to me, as I love the way that she illustrates. Here I have a watercolour illustration of Pearl and a tiny whale. Here I have a Jasper illustration and a Peridot illustration. I don't really like the way the Peridot came out, but I am really happy with the way that I stylized Jasper. Now this is an illustration of Audrey Gahusub's Bubbles design. This is how she personally sees Bubbles. This is an alternate universe, so she didn't try to draw her canonical or anything like that, but she just wanted to try and make them a little diverse, and so she drew Buttercup as an Asian, she kept Blossom as a white girl, and she drew Bubbles as a curvy black girl. I personally enjoy the design, and I drew this picture to show that I stood with the design. She seemed to get a lot of hate for it, and I personally don't understand why, but that's just my point of view. And so I drew this to show that, you know, I supported her design. So here we have a few doodles. This is Nevi from Ava's Demon. I drew what a possible Gemsona could look like from Steven Universe. This is Very Bad Self-Portrait, and this was a sticker design that I was working on. So this piece is kind of an important one for me because it started me changing my style. So the way I used to draw was like this. So Bubbles, I'd say, is the best representation of the way that I used to draw. So the reason that I wanted to change my art style was because I wanted one that was a lot simpler and quicker to draw. So this was a highlighter doodle. These are all just doodles. This is a watercolor illustration of Opal from Steven Universe. I'm actually really happy with the way that I stylized her. On the back here I was just doing some watercolor doodles to practice my watercolor. I only started watercolor this year, so I'm not that fluent or confident in it as I am my Copic markers. Here I was drawing the Harry Potter characters to possibly do some sort of stickers or buttons, and so I have Hermione, Tonks, and Luna. I smudged the line work on Luna, so I never finished her, and here is a small crazy Bellatrix illustration. I have more of those sticker designs here. Here is the initial sheet for the designing process. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have some skin behind the sticker. The idea behind the sticker was that, you know, it's self-love on a band-aid. You can heal yourself with self-love. The band-aid heals. It was kind of a thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this process or idea. I started designing it, but then I never actually went anywhere with it, so I may come back to it. So here are more very bad doodles that should not be seen by men. But here is a little Yasagi and Luna illustration. So here we have Mercy from Overwatch. This was for the Breast Cancer Foundation research charity skin that they had. This was a reference picture of a man. The anatomy and proportions are totally messed up, but because I don't draw men that often, I was actually really happy with the way that this came out. This doodle and the one above it were just some fails that I didn't remove. So this illustration was for a Sketch Me event that I was holding. I didn't end up keeping it going, and yeah, there's nothing really more to say about this. That's just a little self-doodle in the corner. So this is gouache and watercolor on this side. This was a watercolor doodle. This is my Make Vic Colors challenge. I was using 3 colors to create this mermaid illustration. I actually posted a video on it, so I'll have the video in the little info card. I found it really difficult to work with this limited color palette, but I thoroughly enjoyed the outcome. This is a little thumbnail sketch that I really liked. I wasn't sure if I was going to turn it into a full piece or not. I used certain elements from it to create another illustration, but I didn't do anything further with this particular thumbnail. This was a semi-small watercolor illustration that I did. I wasn't too good with watercolor at the time, but I wanted to do one of those scenic pictures where there are obstacles in front of the sky that are blacked out and then a nice sky. Hey guys, so it is Coulson here. This sketchbook tour video is actually about 19 minutes long originally, but because I am not a partner with YouTube, sadly I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So that's why you're probably thinking, why did she stop in the middle of an illustration? So I really apologise for that, but this sketchbook tour will be broken up into 2 parts. So this is obviously part 1, and I hope you stick around and watch part 2. Thank you so much for watching this part. If there is any videos that you would like to see in particular, please comment down below. I would love to have your feedback and know what you guys would like to see. All my social media links are in the description, and I will see you guys in part 2. Bye!